So, do you find yourself identifying at all, perhaps, with what the disciples and the followers of Jesus were going through on that Saturday? Have you ever found yourself in that situation? I got to tell you, now I want to review, I talked about this, I hinted at this last week, God's plan for our salvation. The whole Jesus package was one of the most, no, not one of, it is the most amazing, most beautiful, elegant solution possible. But I got to be honest with you, you catch it at the wrong moment, you only see part of it, it looks nuts. You don't see the full picture of Jesus, of God's plan, at least at that time. You go, what? I want to review with you just a second where we're at in the story on Saturday. Okay. God's plan. I'm actually skipping over all the weird things about having his son born in a place where animals eat, poop, and whatever. But, we've already seen all that. So now, okay, send a hero that wasn't the hero everyone wanted. Already, that's not a good start. So I'm going to send down a hero, but it's not the hero we wanted. We wanted this, the Messiah that we all think we're supposed to get. And instead he said somebody's like, yeah, I am, but I'm not. Not what you're thinking. So already it's not a good start, right? And then, step 2, have him killed. I mean, okay, if I'm sitting down to write, some awesome epic movie, some heroic movie, superhero movie, Lord of the Rings kind of epic movie, if I'm like, all right, I've got the perfect hero in mind, he's like a cross between like a Jedi and Indiana Jones, and mix in a little Gandalf, and maybe he can shoot spider webs out and all this cool stuff. Right? The perfect superhero, and you know what? Everybody's gonna hate him, and I'm just gonna kill him halfway through the first episode. You think that movie's gonna do very well? No, everybody's gonna be like, well, what? What's fun about that, right? So far, on Saturday, this is what we get to look at least from a certain perspective. We're seeing, okay, God sends a hero, didn't want that one, and let's just have him killed. And again, how was he killed? On the cross. And what was the cross?
Failure.
I really want you guys to grasp that. Just grasp onto this fact that for a first century Jew, somebody on the cross, hanging on a cross, was a symbol that the Romans used to show failure. And so the disciples are walking away from this going, what? Man, I mean, you got to imagine they're clinging to some faith. They walked with Jesus enough to know that there's got to be some plan here. At least I want to believe that. But now he's dead. And if you stop here, if we stop at the cross, what's so great about it? Is it actually all that great? Sure looks like God messed up, actually, doesn't it? Or that Satan beat him, or somehow God lost. Doesn't it seem like that right now? If we stop here? But the crazy thing is, the crazy part of God's plan is Jesus didn't die by accident. He didn't die and God's like, okay, plan C. Here, let's have him raise from the dead. That'll work. That'll kind of cover all this up. That's not what the cross was. The cross was the plan. That human version of failure, yep, that's what I want my boy to do. Now, you think about it, like, why? Why would he do that? What is the point to all of this? This letdown, this bait switch and this letdown. I heard somebody describe it this way. I'm going to use this analogy. I think this is amazing. Part of the problem is, again, who did Jesus die for? Us, all of us. Now, we make the mistake of sometimes assuming that when I'm born, let's pretend this is like the good side. This is the dark side. Good side. Yay. Dark side. Ooh. Okay? We like to think sometimes, a lot of people believe this, that when I'm born, I start out good. And then I do something along the way, that makes me bad. Anybody ever identify with that, or you've heard people kind of talk like that? Okay, I start out this good person, and then I sin, I make up mistakes, and now I'm bad. The problem with that analogy is that somehow if I start out good, then I can stay good, and I don't need a Savior. The problem is, there's no good. There's no innocent. There's only bad. Each and every person born into humanity is already born with a stain of sin on them. You are all, everyone is guilty. Everyone is guilty. Now, follow me on this analogy. Jesus, let's pretend, imagine yourself somebody who goes on a killing spree. They go into a shopping mall, their girlfriend dumped them, and so they go into the mall and they just start killing everybody. Okay? They kill 45 people. It's brutal, it's horrible. They happen to live in Texas where they kill everybody who does this thing. So, what is the punishment for that kind of killing spree? The death penalty, right? At least in Texas and some other states. I think. I guess I don't know the Constitution well enough. Okay, so this guy is standing trial for this killing spree, and it's an open shut case. It's pretty obvious. There's no way to get around from the fact that he was holding the gun. Everybody saw it. The cameras caught it. This guy is the guy who killed all of these people. Well, in the process, he starts to realize, immediately, holy cow, that was horrible. I am a terrible person. I am so sorry. And he's standing before the judge, and the judge, the jury finds him guilty, obviously. You didn't need CSI Miami to figure that one out. And so he's guilty. He's standing there, standing before the judge. He's about to hear his sentence, which is what? Death. Yeah, the guy knows. And he stands before the judge and goes, man, you know what? I deserve it. You're right. You know what? Don't even waste your breath. I'm guilty. You know what? I'd rather die because it's horrible. And the judge turns to him and he says, well, you're guilty. Absolutely. You deserve to die. But here's what your sentence is going to be. I have a 6-year-old son, beautiful boy. Good kid, hasn't really done anything. Tell you what. How about he dies? Somebody has to die. Somebody has to die for the crime. It's the law. So he's going to get the gas chamber and tell you what. Go home. You're free. Somebody has to die for that sin, for that crime. So I'll tell you what, I'll let my kid take it. You're free. Now is that even right? Is that even just? Is that justice?
No, but it wouldn't happen either.
Is that justice?